All right, we ready? All right, so this is actually the first JCS I've ever watched. So this will be good. Let me turn it up.
All right. Did you say you did want water, didn't you?
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah, grab me some water real quick. I think it's
Sounds good, yeah?
That's my card. I know I introduced myself to you at your house, but my name is Lisa Reeves, okay? And I am a detective here at the Charlottesville Police Department.
Okay.
So
Charlottesville.
before I can even,
That's where they had the fucking
I want to talk to you. I want to make sure you do understand your rights, okay? And that way I can explain to you
Protest,
what's going on
right?
and all that good stuff. Do you
Okay.
understand? You understand that? Okay. Today's date is May the 3rd, 2010. The current time is. All right. Your first name is George.
Yes.
George.
I didn't. There's no way I didn't do it. No way.
Hey yo.
Why did you guys come in and say you were searching for an assault?
I never said anything about an assault.
Someone came in this
I
morning.
never mentioned to you anything. Just told you we're investigating something. Wanted to know.
Is he drunk? Is he drunk?
Did you call anybody for you, George?
Is he on
It's an
drugs?
interesting
Okay.
concept to think of how you might respond to what would normally be an easy question, especially during a circumstance where it becomes a terrifying dilemma. We ask that you contemplate this question while you put yourself in George's position, but not before you grasp the context of what brought him to this moment. It begins with 22-year-old sports scholar Yeardley Love, a star lacrosse player at the University of Virginia. She is captured in this photograph playing in the second-to-last game of the season, clearly aware of the obstacles that lie in front of her, yet continuing to move forward, which is the circumstantial detail that turned this picture into a symbol for the globally recognized organization that would be founded in her memory. This would be the last photograph taken that day, capturing Yeardley's last embrace with her head coach Julie Myers. Both were unaware this exact moment would soon be on the national front pages. On May 3rd, 2010, at
You know what's crazy? I've never heard of this story. Nope, I'm not even lying. Usually, these would be pretty popular stories in these true crime videos, but I've heard nothing about this.
roughly 2:15 a.m.,
I've never seen
Yardley's
this girl.
roommate returned from a night out to their off-campus apartment. Upon entering, she saw that Yardley's bedroom had been broken into, at which point she rushed inside to find her unresponsive on the mattress. She had blood
Jesus.
coming out of her nose and severe bruising across the right side of her face. But the most alarming thing was that she wasn't waking up. Her friend called 911, who instantly guided her through the steps of CPR, which was then taken over by paramedics who arrived on the scene 4 minutes later. But their attempts at revival were unsuccessful, and Yeardley was pronounced dead at exactly 2:47 a.m. At 2:53 that same morning, criminal investigator Lisa Reeves woke up to a phone call from the sheriff's office. By 2:59, she had arrived at Yeardley's apartment leading the investigation, and by 3:50, confirmed that she had her first person of interest, which was 22-year-old George Yeardley V, Yeardley's ex-boyfriend. And the next several
See?
hours were
Them exes, bro. Them fucking exes.
spent gathering information before she
So
knocked at his
lacrosse
front
bro,
door.
ain't it?
She found out that George was a fifth-generation heir to a very wealthy American family whose roots lay in lumber dating back to the 1900s. He was
Ooh.
educated at Landon Prep, a prestigious all-boys private school in Bethesda, Maryland, with annual tuition fees
They just gonna say that and not say the family's name?
of up to $50,000. George was the star player of the lacrosse team and became an All-American athlete. This led to a full scholarship at the University of Virginia, where he remained a key player in the starting lineup, and where he would also meet, then spark a romance with fellow lacrosse player Yeardley Love. They dated for almost 2 years.
Yeardley and Love's relationship was an on-again, off-again one.
Chad, have
They
y'all heard about
cheated
this
on each
person?
other throughout, and that tempers flared both ways.
What was going on with these two young people, what may have led someone to do what happened.
Yes.
These are just a completely unbelievable set of facts.
Everybody watched the relationship. People were really troubled by it. They were scared for her. Nobody knew what to do.
Yeardley ended the relationship in 2010, just 2 weeks before graduation. 9 days later, she was found dead in her bedroom. And that same morning, George Yeardley would hear a knock at his front door.
9 days?
He opened to Detective Lisa Reeves, who was dressed in civilian clothing. She introduced herself as a police officer, but mentioned nothing of the crime. She simply stated that she...
Hey, this cop kind of... Hey, I ain't trying to make it about that, but she's kind of... Right? Chat? She kind of, right?
was conducting an investigation that could benefit from his presence at the sheriff's office. George's response was to lethargically put on his flip-flops, then walk over to the passenger side door of her unmarked police car and let himself in. Somewhat bewildered, Lisa got in and drove them to the police station a few minutes away without talking. It was around then when she noticed bruising on his knuckles and cuts on his forearm, at which point George was no longer a person of interest. He was the prime suspect.
Damn, they already got him? How the fuck is this 40 minutes? It seemed like open and shut.
All right. Did you say you did want water, didn't you? I know I introduced myself to you at your house, but my name is Lisa Reeves. Today's date is May the 3rd, 2010. The current time is, I can't tell them that much, 7:52.
My drama papers too.
What's that?
My drama's papers still right now.
Your first name is George.
Worry about the wrong thing,
Right away,
boss.
you'll come to notice that George is oblivious to the gravity of his situation, and it would be very safe to assume that he at this moment is unaware that Yeardley has died. He seems to believe that he's in as much trouble as he would be sitting in a principal's office, perhaps for getting in a fight at class or on the lacrosse field, and the sooner he provides a sanitized version of the truth, the sooner he'll get to go home. This, of course, ties in perfectly with the interrogator's opening strategy, which we've labeled warmth for the sake of this video. She will downplay the severity of his situation to a considerable degree, while maintaining a friendly temperament with a sympathetic undertone. She needs the suspect to feel safe and secure for the time being, as the less cautious he is, the more information he's likely to give away. Then as soon as he locks himself into one particular storyline, the pressure can commence, which often leads to a suspect being laden with panic and contradictions.
Before we ask you any questions, you must understand your rights. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in court. You have the right to talk to a lawyer before questioning.
Sure.
You have to be present during questioning.
Hey, this me? That's all you got to say to me. Zip. Right to remain silent? Oh, bet. I'm going to fucking use the shit out of that right.
If you cannot
I'm going to use the shit out of that.
afford a lawyer, one will be
Can't go out like
provided for
Gunna, y'all. I can't go out like Gunna. You can't be biting the cheese. I'm going to have to use that right to remain silent. Damn.
you. And if you're willing to talk to us now, you have the right to stop talking anytime.
Holy.
George has two options here. Option one is to remain silent,
Zip
then
it.
allow his father to get him the most expensive attorneys in the country.
Yep.
He would then have years to examine the evidence, evaluate the many options available, and then construct the most self-preserving storyline with
Chad, what you
world-renowned
think? You think he's going to remain silent, or you think he's going to... I think that he's probably one of those rich, preppy, lax bros that's too cocky to remain silent, and he's going to try to talk his way out of it, and he's going to look like a dumbass, and he's going to admit to some shit that they didn't even know, that they had no clue, that they weren't even leading him towards. He's just going to talk out of his ass and say some dumb shit. That seems pretty obvious, right?
experts in criminal defense before they present it to a jury.
Right.
Unfortunately for George, he takes option 2. But before he does, rewatch the flawlessly reassuring manner in which he's given the final piece of the Miranda warning.
And if you're willing to talk to us now, you have the right to stop talking anytime. Got it?
Holy.
Awesome. Just need your signature there that you understand your rights and are willing to talk to us.
Goofy
The time
ass.
now is 7:53. All right. Let's kind of start. I'm going to kind of ask you some questions, and like I said, we'll explain things a little bit later. Tell me about your day yesterday.
Played golf with our parents. It was a father-son. Good event. I went to dinner with my dad and my 2 buddies, and then went home, went to the bar for like a little while. Then I went over to talk to Yeardley, and
Who's Yeardley?
Yeardley is my former girlfriend.
Okay.
Which
Holy.
this whole thing's about, which I understand, but
George has now initiated the
Oh my
investigative subject matter.
Goodness, bro. Man's just chatting. Unvolunteered. They ain't said, oh my lord.
Himself. It's the perfect opening scenario for the interrogator because she's given nothing away, making it more likely for him to reveal details that will contradict the evidence.
Bro, they ain't said shit. This man's already biting the cheese. On himself. Tragic, my boy.
When I went over to
Tragic.
talk to Yeardley, I like was like Yeardley, and she was like
Weird name, by the way.
already like totally freaked out because of what she did this past like a few days ago, and we haven't talked since. And I was just gonna go talk to her.
Mm-hmm.
Yardley slept with another lacrosse player from North Carolina the week before,
Woo!
which is what he just referred to.
Hot girl summer. Hot girl summer. Okay, Yeardley. Okay, girl. Live your dream then.
She was already like,
Live your best life.
like, freaking out. Like, you know, you can't come in, you can't come in. And I was like, I'm like just trying to talk to you.
The
Damn.
investigation team obviously had no way of knowing this, and George has now confessed to the crime of
Biting
second-degree
cheese.
trespass. More importantly, however, he's just confessed to initiating the supposed confrontation. He now can't say that he was somehow tricked or misled into that situation. He knowingly
Dumbass.
stepped into it, and the critical fact he can actually recognize and remember this will be used against him repeatedly in the future.
Jesus
And,
Christ. 4 minutes
like,
in.
She like started being like getting like all like, you know, like really like defensive. She was already like on the defensive edge, and like I was like, listen, I'm not here to like, I'm just here to talk to you. And she like got all like sat up, like her bed's against the wall, like if it was in this corner, she was like up against the wall, and I was like we were sitting there talking, and like
Holy.
she started being like you know, like getting like all like aggressive after this. And so I was like, all right, like chill out, like, and shook her a little bit.
So just to recount what George said over the last 47 seconds,
Oh
Yeardley
my
was
God.
defensive. While being in a defensive state, she backed up against the wall. She then became aggressive. George's response to this supposed aggression was to initiate physical contact.
And she started being like freaking out, and I was like, listen, I'm not like here to do anything, I'm here to talk to you about everything that's ensued in the past week. And she was like, and like sort of like being like, no, like hitting her head, like stop, like.
You know, I would call him a dumbass right now because hindsight's 2020. Like, obviously he's fucked. But like, I actually kind of feel bad, bro. Like, how are you this dumb, bro? Like, come on, man. Like, if the police are coming to get your ass, you know it must be something serious. And you just immediately...
She was in the corner, I was sitting on the bed, I was like, stop.
You immediately making yourself the #1 fucking suspect. I mean, hey, man. I understand being honest, but...
Like, I was like, we were like,
Holy.
what the hell, like, we were just gonna talk.
So let's go back half a minute and dissect what actually just happened there.
Okay.
And so I was like, all right, like, chill out, like, and shook her a little bit.
He will now say the words, and she started being like, then simultaneously mimic a body colliding with the wall. He will then stop himself mid-thought and subtly modify the detail.
And she started being like freaking out, and I was like, listen. And she started being like,
Man, I didn't even catch that.
freaking out.
He goes from illustrating Yeardley hitting the wall to, as he states, freaking out.
And
He seems to realize mid-sentence this isn't the best way to explain her injuries, so he changes the detail to buy himself time.
And she started being
Bro,
like,
this is
like
bad.
freaking out, and I was like, listen, I'm not like here to do anything, I'm here to talk to you.
He carefully shifts the topic
Oh
from
my
Yeardley to
Lord.
himself and keeps it there for 8 seconds before attempting to re-explain what occurred in a more
Oh my.
self-preserving manner.
And she was like, and like sort of like being like, no, like hitting her head, like.
No jury on the planet will believe that Yeardley was voluntarily slamming her head against the wall with enough force to cause fatal brain damage. All George has done
Bro.
here is give away the fact that he knows Yeardley has sustained some type of head injury and now lied on record about how it was inflicted.
This
I was
is
like,
crazy.
Like, what the hell? Like, we were just gonna talk, and like, it was not at all like a good conversation because, that's like, she was already like
This is
freaking out.
crazy.
Just even seeing me. Just even seeing me there.
Okay. What
Sips,
happened next?
sips drink.
What happened next, and she just kept hitting her head against the wall while she was sitting on the bed, and I was like, and I grabbed her and I like shook her. I was like, stop, like we need to like, and looked at her. I was like, we need to like talk about this. And like, I mean, I was on holding her arms and stuff, but like I never struck her. I never like hit her like in the face or anything. I was just like, we need to talk. And she was so like.
This is insane because they have not asked him one question, bro. They haven't asked him one thing.
Oh, I mean, what's the word?
My man's just offering shit.
Like, you know, like flopping a fish out of the water, like so like all this. And I was like, listen, like I'm not here to like fight with you or like do anything. Like here to talk to you. And like, and she's like, no, like get away from me. You have to leave, 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 like all this stuff. And I was like, all right, like fine, like, but like I want to talk to you after all this. And like I was like a little bit persistent because of the situation. You know, my former girlfriend who like something happened last week, you know, and I was like, all right, like, well, so we were like talking over there, and I mean, somehow we ended up, somehow I was resting her on the floor, and I was just like, stop.
Huh?
Just like,
Excuse me? Somehow? Excuse me?
and I was holding her.
I was holding her. I was a little bit persistent. I was wrestling her on the floor. All
Oh
further evidence
my
that designates
God.
George as the aggressor. He's completely shut down his ability to argue any
This
sort
is
of self-defense
insane.
claim.
And then the conversation, I could tell, was just like, it was not going anywhere, and nothing was happening. And she like went back to bed, and I left, and I went back home.
Phase 1 is now complete. The suspect has unknowingly locked himself into a storyline that will put him away for a very long time. The
This
risk of
is
him shutting down or requesting a lawyer is no longer a primary concern. So the interrogator will now increase the pressure. She will confront him on certain elements that she pretended to overlook before, and the ideal scenario is to cause just enough panic so that he backpedals on previous statements and contradicts himself.
All right, so you go over there, knock on the door.
Her front door was open. Her room door was closed. I knocked like a yard. She heard me open the door and went in.
All right, went in where?
To her room.
All right, straight to her bedroom.
Straight to her bedroom. Yeah, I mean,
How'd you get through the door?
her door or the front door?
Her door.
He's thinking about it. Bro. Oh my Lord, man.
Actually, it might have been locked.
It was.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, he's so
Actually,
dumb.
Yeah,
Just be honest with me.
yeah,
how'd
no,
you get
yeah,
in?
it was locked. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I think I put a hole.
Yeah, you punched a hole through the door.
Pretty sure.
Is this nigga serious?
Actually, now, yeah, that used to have that. Yeah.
All right.
Pretty sure.
Why'd you do that? She didn't want to
Well,
talk to
I
you, or what's
guess
she doing?
yeah. Once I was in her room,
This is sad.
she was like very like, you know, like, or like, no, I'm not, like, I don't want to talk to you, like all this stuff. And she was very like, you know, very on edge, like, I don't want to talk, like, I don't want to talk, like, you know.
Okay.
I was like, listen, like, what you pulled last week was outrageous. Like, I just want to talk to you. And
Why'd you punch the door then?
A very unusual time to interrupt a suspect in such a contentious manner. He was giving away self-incriminating information that could be used to establish a motive. He was doing exactly what the lead investigator wanted. But Detective Ed has now stopped him in his tracks.
Damn, get his ass out of here. Fuck you doing, Ed? Sloppy police work.
It's a reckless
Get him out of here.
maneuver at this point in the interrogation.
Get him outta
which
here.
Detective Reeves is no doubt conveying at this moment through nonverbal communication.
Yeah, get Ed the fuck
she now
outta
has
here.
to let the suspect respond as to not undermine their position.
Because I want to talk to her.
Detective Reeves will now
Dumbass
bring his
Ed.
guard back down through a reassuring tone and gently guide his train of thought back to his grievances with the victim. She pulls this off in 3 questions.
All right, well, continue on. That's fine, continue on. So you're talking to her and she doesn't want to talk to you?
Not really. I mean, we talked though. Like there was parts where we were talking, and then like.
Do you know what you're talking about?
I mean, about
Dumbass
so
Ed.
many different things.
Okay. Like what?
Holy.
Like what she did last week.
Mm-hmm.
Like went to like Carolina. She went to Carolina and hooked up with someone Sunday when we were still trying to figure out things. And I was over there like to talk. Like I was like, this is outrageous, because I was trying to make everything better, and then like, you know, she was very defensive because she knew like how upset I was, because I've told her like through emails like how upset I was, like, about what she did. And so I was like, and I sat on the edge of her bed. I was like, listen, like I want to talk to you. Like what you did was bullshit. Like that's not like okay. And I was just like, and she's like not like you know.
I wish I had a light counter right now. If this stream was high tech enough, we would have a light counter going right now. But I'm just a broke boy, so.
She's like
Count on your head.
You know, sort of pushing everything that she did to the back burner, and like talking about like you know like trying to like put everything that she did like wasn't important. It kept going to the point where she like I was like, listen, like you're like we have to figure like out what's going on. And she was like, I'm not talking to you. And then she like pushed me, like get out of here, like go. And I was like no, and like I was like be like we have to talk, like so like get like
when you're doing that, what are you holding on her?
Holy!
On her arms, like maybe up here?
Like shoulders, yeah.
Shoulders.
Like be like come on, like you know.
So many likes.
That's when she was like wiggle and like be like get away and like you know like get in the corner, like really like.
Hey guys, if you're ever trying to get away with a lie and you want somebody to think you're saying the truth, just say like. Just stutter and say like a lot. That is a surefire way to sound believable. Like if you're on a lie detector test and you just say like and stutter, that's a pass for sure, bro. Yeah, he's definitely getting off, guys.
And then she ended. I think she was back in bed, and I left. I was like,
this guy's a genius.
Not going anywhere.
How'd she get back in bed?
We were like wrestling, and we stood up, and I tossed her. I pushed her onto the bed. I was like, go to bed. Like, I'll talk to you later.
Did you touch her neck area at all? Did you choke her at one point?
I may have grabbed her a little bit by the neck when we were like, but I never like strangled her.
Okay.
Is this niggas?
But I mean, during the whole like commotion, you know, like I might have grabbed her neck, but I never was like strangling her.
Okay.
More detail that was unknown to the investigation.
They didn't
the
even,
fact that he
bro.
grabbed her neck can
They didn't even ask, and you just.
now be used as evidence. It paints a more frightening picture of the
Oh, this is
incident with
crazy.
relation to the suspect's aggression toward the victim. This was an extremely damaging revelation for George's
This
defense. The discussion moves to the moment he left, and George admits that he took Yeardley's laptop.
Why'd you grab her laptop?
Because I was so pissed that she wouldn't talk to me. I was like, I don't know. I like took it almost as like collateral, I guess. I don't know. It's not reasonable logic, but
Right. Okay.
I don't know.
Did you take anything else besides
No,
the laptop? Nothing?
no.
Okay.
I mean,
All right. So when you left out of there, I mean, you saw that she was bleeding on her nose.
She's now about to ask a
Oh,
question
no.
with the same implication for a second time. Notice what occurred the first time.
Did you go back and check on her at any point?
no, I did not.
Okay. Did you try to call rescue or anything to make sure she was all right?
No, I did not.
No. Why?
The face of bewilderment, if there ever was one. It's very strange that he's so taken aback by such a question, especially when you take into account the possible outcome if he had actually called for help.
One medical expert revealed in the courtroom for the very first time that following Yeardley Love's brutal beating, had George Hughley or anyone else called for help, she might have survived.
I didn't think it was I didn't think that she was in need of going to the emergency room. She just got,
Why do you think that?
I don't know.
Did you say when you were, and correct me if I'm wrong, when you were shaking her head was hitting the wall?
Oh, Jesus.
Well, that was in the beginning. That was initially when I walked in.
Oh, my
She
God.
were said, get out of here, like this.
Mm-hmm. At any time when you were shaking her, did her head bang the wall?
Put yourself in George's position and imagine Yeardley had in fact self-inflicted her injuries. You would perhaps say something along the lines of, absolutely not.
I wasn't hitting her against the wall, but when she's sitting there in the corner of if it were like this, and I'm already and I was like what the fuck was that about? That.
Hey, man. Open and shut case, folks. Open and shut case. Holy.
It's such bullshit that you do that. It's
My
such
Lord.
a bullshit move. What everyone hitting her, what are you doing? Like that.
Okay.
Oh, this dude's an idiot.
She has a pretty good knot on her head. That's why I'm asking how you can explain how that would have happened.
I don't even know when a knot.
On the side of her head, she's been hit pretty good right there. So I'm just trying to figure out, did you hit her with something?
No.
Was that
no,
her head into the wall?
never touched.
Yo, the fact that he's sober and talks this bad is insane.
Her.
Like I said, remember at the beginning I said, is he drunk? This is what a lot of drunk white guys sound like. But this guy's sober, bro, and he's just just can't even put a sentence together.
Struck her or anything.
Well, you touched her. You had your hands on her.
I said never struck her.
Okay. So I'm gonna go through this one more time, make sure we're on the same page. So you're pretty pissed at her from a week ago for sending you text messages. Do you have those text messages where she says she, as you put it, fucked somebody?
Yeah.
Actually might have.
Holy. Yeah, she flexed on his dumb ass. Yeah. He chose up on him. Hey, you know who must feel crazy? The North Carolina dude. Holy, my man was just trying to get some strange. And then he checked the news. And, hey, he might have just got her fucking, you know what I'm saying? Damn. North Carolina dude must be feeling crazy, unless he's just toxic and he's like, hey, fuck it. Which I wouldn't be surprised if a toxic dude gets some ass out of it and the girl ends up getting fucked up by her boyfriend. He just gonna be like, hey, that's part of the game, bro. At least I got mine. If he's toxic and on that level, bro, I wouldn't be surprised. But a normal person is gonna be fucked up about this.
All right, you got your phone with you?
Yeah.
And let's pull it out and scroll through it. Let's see if we can see those.
Let's see here.
The next moment is fascinating because it symbolizes how drastically George's life is about to change. The interrogator will invade his personal space to make sure
He
he's
just
not
lets her
deleting
do
anything
it.
from his phone. Soon after that, she will take the phone out of his hand and place it on the table. Actions that
Dude.
would be completely unacceptable in almost any other circumstance.
He's just giving everything. Bro, you're just letting her. Oh my God, this man has not been trained.
We didn't say
This is sad.
They were I guess what you call
Oh, this
ongoing
is sad.
conversation, ongoing instant message, and it's gone.
She's touching the phone. She took it.
They don't leave that right in front of her. All right, let's talk about how you
Entered.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because to have put your fist through the door.
No,
she
it's
has
actually my
to been
leg. I'm pretty
Your
sure.
leg?
Because that's why my leg.
Pretty sure.
Yeah, you're right. That was
kicked
your
him.
leg.
Yeah.
How'd you get all the bruising on your hand then?
This is all from lacrosse. This is all.
That's
This-
pretty fresh right there. Looks
This is all from my lacrosse game on Saturday.
on
I mean, I
Saturday.
wear my arm. You can see where my arm pads are.
Mm-hmm.
Right here, and my gloves right here, and that's
Even right there, I thought you wore those padded gloves.
This is
Lacrosse.
all. This is all the difference. This is all from lacrosse.
Okay.
And I got whacked here. I remember 100% got whacked during the game when I was trying to kill the clock.
Mm-hmm. When you had her and you're shaking her, did she scratch you anywhere?
No.
No?
No.
She's a little girl. She's tiny.
Yeah, she did not. No, she didn't. She didn't
She didn't
scratch
try
me.
to hit you or anything like that?
No.
Okay. So you kick in the door.
Yeah,
Go in.
that's the.
So
that,
he just
that,
so he just admitted like he was shaking her, he was putting her against the wall, he was doing all that shit. Earlier he said that she was getting aggressive, but then now he just said she never tried to hit him. So you just threw out the self-defense. So he just admitted that he was doing all this aggressive shit and she wasn't doing anything back. So you just fucking canceled out what you said earlier. You gave them all this shit without them even asking. Your one defense where you said she was being aggressive at first and you responded to it, you just fucking ruined that just now. You gave her your phone. Bro, does this dude not know the law at all? I mean, I understand he probably grew up in a rich...
That's how I got. Yeah.
Okay.
And then
Oh
I stuck my hand
Lord.
through and unlocked it, and went in there, and
Okay.
everything else is told you.
The detectives leave the room for roughly 3 minutes. When they return,
You know what
it
the
appears
detectives?
Ed is
You know what the detectives were doing in the other room? This shit too easy. They was dapping each other up. Hey, easy money. This shit easy. They might have threw a party, set off some fucking silly string. They said, "Oh yeah, we got this one. Easy work. Easy work."
given the chance to lead with a few of his own questions.
I know we touched about
Jesus.
what happened last night.
Come on, Ed. Don't fuck it up.
Set it up for me. Lead it up to me a little bit here. Why did you guys break up exactly? Why?
Why?
Yeah.
Well, we are not from the same area.
Right.
And she wants me to New York, and I'm not exactly sure what I'm doing yet, but I'd like to move to San Francisco.
Why'd you take her computer?
I don't know. I have no idea.
There's maybe because there's evidence on the computer, emails that you sent?
No, there's no. I mean, you can read all the emails and
Right.
everything back and forth.
Detective Ed now asks George if he held Yeardley down on the bed.
Emails is
He's trying
crazy.
to subtly set
Emails is crazy. That's the first sign of a disgruntled crazy ex. Emails, bro. That means she probably blocked his phone number. She probably blocked his Instagram. She probably blocked his Facebook. She probably blocked his Snapchat. She probably blocked his Twitter. And this motherfucker came all the way around to email. She might have blocked his regular email. This motherfucker might be on his student email. That's how you know shit getting crazy.
the grounds for
When
an
they
argument
sending emails,
of smothering, which isn't a terrible idea, but would be
Tough.
disproven by the autopsy regardless.
No.
Did you fall down on top of her? Rest on
We
the
were
bed?
wrestling on the ground for like a little
Did
bit.
y'all wrestle on the bed at all?
No, I never I shook her.
No, I mean just kind of hold
Dude.
her down until she calmed down on the bed.
No, if anything that would.
I mean,
and if anything that would have been like on the floor when we were on the floor when her nose started bleeding. We were like wrestling around.
oh my
and that's when her
God.
nose started bleeding.
Was it pretty noisy when y'all were wrestling around?
No, I
Was she
mean.
screaming?
No, she was not screaming, actually.
I mean, if I'm
Which
cracking,
I'm kinda-
if I'm cracking my head in the
Right.
wall, I'm gonna be saying, "Ow."
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, she was not screaming.
Yeah.
She should have been, probably, I mean, maybe.
Yeah.
She should have been, probably, I mean, maybe. I
Oh
don't know.
my
What do you think she
God.
I don't know. I mean, was
Oh
she
my
screaming
God.
When I first, came into the room, she was like, no, I'm not talking to you, get the fuck out of here, all that. But like,
God, this is crazy.
At any point before you said you and this was your words, you said you tossed her on the bed and then you left.
yeah,
All right. At any point before that, did she lose consciousness?
no.
Okay. What happened after you tossed her on the bed? Did
Oh
she
my
move?
Lord.
Talk about, say something?
I mean, I literally tossed her on the bed and turned around and
Tossed her on the ground or tossed her
on the bed and
Tossed her on the bed.
walked out the door.
Okay. So when you tossed her back on the bed, in your mind, she was bleeding, but you said she was bleeding out her nose, and you didn't feel like you needed to call rescue?
No,
After that, after banging her head and
no,
shaking her and blood coming out her nose on the floor?
No. There's nothing about like.
You missed anything that no one asking right now?
There's nothing about like going to get anything or going. You know, I don't know. I took the computer.
George rambles about why there was no reason for taking the laptop for another 20 seconds, during which time Detective Reeves decides that enough information has been attained. Phase 2 is now complete, and the fate of Yeardley is about to be revealed. These moments in interrogations are considered important for the purpose of gauging a suspect's response. It's believed that a sharp and sudden revelation can make it difficult to fabricate emotion. So in theory, this will cause a suspect to provide either a genuine response or a relatively obvious disingenuous response, which often comes in the pretense of shock or remorse.
I mean, I guess that's where my logic was at, but which is.
Well, I have to tell you something.
I want to see this. I want to see this.
In the midst of what would have been a flawlessly executed moment, Detective
Bro,
Ed jumps back into the laptop.
Ed! Yo, get this nigga Ed out of the fucking room now.
Top mystery. The suspect has essentially confessed to murder.
Shut the fuck up, Ed.
This really wasn't the
God
time for
damn.
regurgitated conjecture over a petty theft misdemeanor.
The fuck is
which
wrong with
Ed was
Ed?
clearly being advised of once again through nonverbal communication.
Why do you think?
You all right?
Go ahead.
No? She's dead. You killed her, George. You killed her.
She's dead?
I think you knew that already.
No, I did not.
In our opinion, George is being truthful here, and we believe the interrogator feels the same way in this moment.
She's dead? How the fuck is she dead?
Because you killed her, George.
How the fuck is she dead?
Because you killed her.
George appears to be going through a delayed response. It's so foreign a revelation that it's yet to sink in. Once the shock settles, he refuses to accept it, and this denial appears to be a momentary coping mechanism before the reality of the situation truly hits him, which will happen at this time in the footage.
Oh my god. She's dead?
Yes.
She's dead.
Yes.
She's dead.
She's dead.
How? How?
I already told you how. You already told us how as well.
How is she dead?
You just told us.
Oh my god.
You went in there to talk with.
It's bad that what he did, you know, it's fucked up, but he's actually so dumb that I feel bad. I'm starting to feel bad for him because he's so dumb. Like, oh my Lord, dude. This kid's a real piece of work. Jesus Christ.
But it got out of control, right, George?
The detectives will now add further
Yo,
pressure
Ed, shut
to
the
keep him
fuck
talking.
up.
Suspects will often
Bro, I'm sick of this dude right here. I'm sick of him.
divulge information in these moments in
Yeah,
the panicked
chat.
attempt to
Fuck
save
Ed,
themselves,
right?
and in doing so can shut down a more credible storyline they
I'm
haven't
more
thought
pissed
up
at
yet.
him than the dude
The
that did
alcohol
it.
got a hold of you. You kicked in her door. She started to fight with you. You punched her in the head, or you cracked.
She's not dead.
You cracked
She's
her
not
head.
dead.
You
She's
cracked her
not
head in
dead.
the window or in the
She's
wall.
not dead.
She is.
She's not
I
dead.
ain't BSing you right now. It's serious.
I want to see her. She's
George,
not
look
dead.
at me.
George.
She is dead.
You were not here to dance with us. You're here because she's dead.
Holy.
The alcohol.
I don't believe it. I don't believe
It's
it.
true.
Dude, I didn't. I don't believe that she's dead.
How did you?
I don't believe that she's dead.
How
I
is she-
don't believe that she's
Did
dead.
you punch her? Did you hit her?
How?
with
She's,
head
there's
wall?
no way she's dead. She's not dead. I didn't. I
Listen,
never
listen.
did anything. I did not.
All right, let's calm down.
I did not.
Okay, damn, I actually feel bad now. Damn.
like hurt her, like she's not dead.
Let him come down.
Just out of protocol.
Damn, that's fucked. Oh, that sucks.
Turn.
He's fucked.
Relax. It's all right.
Relax. You'll be alright.
He's fucked.
Tell me she's not dead. Tell me she's not dead, though, please. Will you tell me she's not dead?
Relax.
Please, will you tell me
You
she's
know what?
not
I wish
dead?
I could tell you that, George. 22-year-old. 22. And her life is done.
She's not. I did not do anything like that. Oh my God. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. I do not believe it.
Yeah, see, I understand now. You know, I was shitting on him for being like so quick to like snitch on himself, but that legitimizes the fact that he did know that she was dead, because like if he knew she was dead, like he obviously would not have came in and literally admitted every single fucking thing. He probably thought that he just beat her up a little bit and he was about to get like some type of domestic charge. He was just coming clean about it because he knew what he did. But now that he knows that she's dead, you know, hindsight's 20/20. He probably wishing he didn't fucking come in there spouting every single like piece of the altercation without a lawyer present. Like, you're done. You're done. You gave him the phone. You gave him that you broke in. You gave him that y'all were fighting. You gave him that she wasn't fighting back.
I do not believe it.
It's over. It's over.
There's no way. There's no way she could be dead.
Either the head trauma or asphyxiation.
There was no asphyxiation.
Okay.
He said the word
Oh
wrong.
my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Holy.
What was she doing? What was she doing the last time you saw her?
She was like standing up with me. She was standing up with me. She was standing up with me, looking at me.
Was she standing or you were
She
holding
was
her?
standing up, looking at me.
Okay.
She's not dead. I know she's not dead. I know 100,000,000% she's not dead. I did.
Oh my God, this dude is going through it.
You cannot be dead.
I know it got out of hand, George.
No, it didn't. And she's like, no, like, get away from me. You have to leave, you have to leave. I was like a little bit persistent. I
Was she
mean,
screaming?
she should have been. I didn't kill her.
Oh my God, you're so dumb.
I didn't just.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Oh,
but he's so dumb.
God. I didn't kill her. I did not kill her. I did not kill her. I did not. There's no way I didn't do it. No way. No way.
Damn. Well,
I want a lawyer.
too late for that shit.
I don't believe this.
After an hour of self-snitching without them asking you a single question, now you want a fucking lawyer.
There's no way.
Holy.
There's no way. There's no fucking way. So should I talk to someone?
Who do you want to talk to?
Anyone.
Bro, it's
A
over.
lawyer.
One will get appointed to you.
It's
Okay,
over,
what do I do
bro.
now? Go to jail?
Yeah.
All right, George, right now, I know you no longer want to talk to us, that's fine, just let you know something. We're working on a search warrant right now, and what it is we're gonna have to collect some stuff from you, like what's called a buccal swab, okay?
Why did you guys come in and say you were searching for an assault?
I never said anything about an assault.
Someone came in this
I
morning.
never mentioned to you anything, just told you we're investigating.
Yeah,
something.
dumbass. You just start talking. Just fucking babbling. Fucking, I can't even find the word. What is the word? Unprompted. There it is. Unprompted. I've been looking for that word for the past 30 minutes. Unprompted.
Did they call anybody for you, George?
At the start of this video, you were asked to think of what you would do in this situation. Really try and
I would
imagine
say
what would
nothing.
be going through your mind in this moment, as you might just gain a restorative outlook from both knowing the answer while not having to answer this particular question. But there is, of course, no possible way you will gain anything close to the
Always
newfound
ask for a lawyer no matter what. Even if you didn't do anything, even if you're just a witness, even if you're anything, always ask for a lawyer present. Always. Always. I don't give a fuck if it's a fucking jaywalking charge.
perspective George has acquired in this moment, which unfortunately for him is no longer of use.
Want me to call your dad?
This is, we call it Mom.
Aw.
Is that who you'd like me to call?
Can I talk to her?
Mm-hmm.
Can I talk to her?
I don't know about that.
Aw.
What's your mom's name?
Tragic.
What's her number?
301.
Damn, imagine that's your kid.
Okay.
How?
Did you want me to call your dad? Or just her?
She'll tell her.
Mm-hmm.
She can tell her everything.
Okay.
How?
Damn.
I don't believe it. There's no way she's gonna be dead. There's no way.
Calm down, Mom.
There's no way. There's no way. There's no.
How did he not know she was dead? That's what I don't understand. Or maybe he's, because I'm picking up he's not too smart. So I don't think he's smart enough to be this good at lying. Smart enough to be pulling off all this acting right now. This is legit. I think he didn't know, but how did he not know? Was he drunk, or was he just in such a blind rage he didn't realize that he killed her and just stormed out? What do you think? Chat, you think he's lying? Really? I don't think he's smart enough to even lie, honestly.
George, go ahead, put your foot down.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
These next few moments are a turning point. The leg irons seem to initiate a shift in his constitution, and his denial will completely cease from this point forward. He will continue to ask why and how, but he will no longer reject the severity of what is happening.
Oh my God.
Damn. Damn, imagine that moment. Like, your life is over, bro.
Huh. Heck of a day, bud.
Damn.
I ain't here the rest of my life.
I'm sorry?
So am I in here the rest of my life?
In this room?
No, in jail.
I don't know.
Probably.
I'm a bad guy, man.
Never said you were, bud.
Yo, I don't like Ed, bro. Fuck you, Ed.
Call my mom.
I'm sorry?
Call my mom.
No, yes. Yeah, you do want to talk to her.
Fuck Ed.
Now's when you need your family the most, bud. You know?
Dude.
True that. True that. Damn, I bet this dude was funny. Funny to party with, right? But that motherfucker just... Damn. I've seen so many, like, goofy-ass college dudes that act like this. Like, so, like, oblivious to the world. They just grew up rich and just so oblivious to everything. Crazy. Oh, wow.
George was
See?
taken to the regional jail soon after this moment. He would go on to plead not guilty to murder and was held without bond for almost...
Not guilty, bro. Really? You pled not guilty. After this performance, you had the nerve to... Wow.
almost 2 years awaiting trial. It began on February 6, 2012.
Well, testimony is now underway in the murder trial of the former UVA lacrosse player accused of killing his ex-girlfriend.
For the first time, we have video of Yeardley as he was led into the courtroom.
Contrary to his appearance in the days that followed his arrest for the murder of 22-year-old
Bro, looking
Yeardley
tough.
Love, he appeared pale, frail,
He's looking
and gaunt.
rough,
The
man.
prosecution presented a case that Yeardley went to Love's apartment that night, busted through her bedroom door, and in some way struck her, causing blunt force trauma, which led to her death.
We've also learned that on that night, George Yeardley was exchanging what were described as playful text messages with 3 other women. Those messages continued late into...
Nah, please don't tell me he killed his girl and went and got some new strange. Please tell me he didn't kill his girl and go get some new ass. Oh my God, please tell me.
the night and even after the alleged attack.
Throughout this trial, Yeardley has sat expressionless, almost stoic at the defense table. All of that changed today. As this police interview was airing, Yeardley began crying, was often pinching the bridge of his nose with his hands and looking down as he listened to the sound of his own hysterical voice.
Thanks for acting that out, news. Thanks for acting that out, news lady. Thank you for acting that out. You said pinching the nose, but thank you for showing us, because we wouldn't have known if you didn't what pinching your nose is. If you
Not killer. I did not.
In court Tuesday, Yeardley's defense faced an uphill climb.
The most riveting testimony came from former UNC lacrosse player Michael Burns, who testified that one time while visiting UVA, he heard some yelling for help from Yeardley's apartment. When he opened the door, he said he found Yeardley with his arm wrapped around Love's neck, choking her. Yeardley then let her go, and she ran out of the room crying.
A variety of medical experts took the stand this Wednesday, and they all...
Okay, I don't feel bad for him. See, I thought it was like a isolated incident and it just went too far, but now it sounds like he was just doing this shit all the time. Yeah, okay.
all seem to agree that Love's death was the result of blunt force trauma to the head. This was followed by highly distressing witness testimony from Yeardley's neighbors.
The noise was so loud, this was such a violent death, that they heard it downstairs, 2 separate witnesses, and it sounded like a stereo crashing to the ground.
And it certainly didn't help that the jury knew that she was alive for 2 hours before she died, indicating that if George Yeardley had come to his senses, he could have gone back there, called 911, and possibly saved her life.
Still, the driving argument for the defense is that George Yeardley never intended to kill. They say this was all a tragic accident, that he does not deserve a life sentence, but instead a lesser charge and a second chance.
Guilty of second-degree murder, and you will hear the sentence momentarily.
A 26-year prison term came down. George Yeardley was brought to court to hear his lawyers plead for the judge to cut in half the 26-year sentence recommended by the jury.
You know what? That's really bad. Like that's fucked. Like the prime years of your life are gone. But that's not terrible. Like he's probably 20, 21, 22. He'll get out at like 46, 47, 40. No, I'm bad math. Yeah, around between 46 and 40, between 46 and 50 he'll get out. You can still have a life after that. He can still live another 30 years.
Judge Edward Hogshire did trim it back, but by just 3 years.
The jury in this case recommended 26 years. The judge changed it to 23, probably a small difference, but why would he do that?
It's surprising, isn't it, considering this is a woman who was beaten to death in her own bed.
We think that George was convicted of a crime inconsistent with the facts. He received a penalty inconsistent with what the evidence would require.
There are no winners in this case.
With credit for the time that George Yeardley has already served in jail, and if he gets
No
time
way.
off for good behavior, he could be out in 18 years. And the family for Yeardley Love has put out this statement saying, "We find no joy in other sorrow. We are relieved to put this chapter behind us."
Damn, W family.
As for George, he was incarcerated at the maximum security Augusta Correctional Center for 10 years, and has since been transferred to a prison work camp in Richmond, where he's expected to serve out the rest of his sentence. The present consensus in the media is that George had no intention of killing Yeardley, but that his 23-year sentence is still appropriate, if not lenient, and that him being drugged
that's
to
still
any
lenient.
degree...
I think that's lenient, honestly. That's generous, bro. Because if he had a history of hitting her, then it's not just an isolated incident. It'd be different if it was an isolated incident, but the fact that he had a history of abuse and like emails like saying he would kill her and emails like being like super crazy about this shit. But, you know, I honestly was interested in hearing from the North Carolina dude. I want to hear his fucking testimony.
At the time of the murder is not an excuse, nor at least had no intention of killing Yeardley, but that his 23-year sentence is still appropriate, if not lenient, and that him being drunk to any degree at the time of the murder is not an excuse, nor does it lessen the culpability of his actions to any extent. He'll be released at the age of 45, meaning he will have the second...
Yeah, 45 is not bad. Bro, 45, you got a whole life ahead of you at 45, man.
Second chance at life Yeardley was never afforded. You can decide for yourself whether he deserves it or not.
I don't know.
A comforting prospect to this
come on, bro. Don't make me feel bad.
Tragedy is the nonprofit organization that arose from it. The One Love Foundation carries extremely important messages, both on social psychology and preventative education. Their website will be linked in the description of this video.
Damn. All right, well, my first JCS, you know, we got in early, 10 hours in. Hearing this kid talk is unbearable. I'm not going to lie. This man's being investigated for killing his ex-girlfriend, and his immediate impulse is to tell everyone she was overreacting and being unreasonable. He's describing kick through her door, cornering her, coward. Yeah. The life tip that should always be remembered. You can always ask if you're free to leave. Exactly. If they say no, it means you're under arrest and can remain silent. Thank you. That is exactly what I said. This is what I've always thought. It does not matter what the charge, what the level of severity is. Always, you don't have to talk to them. And if they say you do have to talk to them, get a lawyer. Because these people are way better at asking you questions than you are at answering them. I'm sorry. It don't matter how smart you think you are. They're way better at it than you are. But, yeah, I want to know what people think about the sentence. If they think that he's a monster and did it intentionally or accident. What do y'all think? Let me know. Let me know in the comments. But, yeah, I really enjoyed this JCS. I might have to check out some of the other ones, you know. Some of the stories I know about. This one I didn't know anything about. So, yeah, it was cool, guys. But, yeah, let me know what y'all think in the comments. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff, you know. Typical YouTuber inserted line there. So, yeah, I'll catch y'all next time.